Hey everybody, welcome to A Cup of Joe with Joe. Grab your favorite mug and join me as we discuss how SHI helps our customers navigate today's ever-changing world of technology. Um, Today I want to talk about a couple of areas around connectivity. Um, Procurement first, and then we'll talk about the modernization of the network and the adoption of SD-WAN and how that's affecting our customers and how we're helping. When it comes to procurement, when it comes to circuit procurement, network procurement, the one thing that I never hear from our customers is, man, I can't wait to talk to our carrier. I can't wait to talk to our ISP. You name it. So that's one of the ways where we help out at SHI. And as you can see, we've got access to all of the big guys. We've got your AT&Ts, we've got your Verizons, we've got your Lumens, which used to be CenturyLink, right? But we also have access to those aggregators and managed service providers that are really shaking up the industry. Companies like Granite, which if you've ever been in a shopping mall, you've likely been in a Granite connected location, right? Or companies like Masergy, which are doing interesting things when it comes to dedicated MPLS for mission critical applications, and then DIA/SD-WAN that's going to be running everything, everything else, internet access, you name it. There's a lot of options out there. Companies like Cato, who are around to help with, defining what SASE architecture is, you name it. So we've got access to all of these companies, but that doesn't tell the whole story. Often we're not hearing, hey, SHI, we're ripping and replacing our entire network. Most commonly we hear, hey, we've got a new location. Can you help us get internet connectivity there? Can you help us get telephone service there? We just acquired a new company through M&A, and we've got 15 new branches. How can you help us make sure they're connected? So as you can see, as this chart starts to fill out, we've got access to all of the lit data centers and lit buildings throughout North America and globally. We also have access to all of the fiber routes, so long haul networks, metro networks, and as this fills out, I'll quickly start to click on some of them. Here we go, long haul, metro networks. As you see, this will start to look like spaghetti. The international networks, even sub cable, right? So whether you have 5 offices in Nebraska or 500 offices globally, we're able to help out. So why is this important, and why does it help? I'll relay a quick story. One Penn Station, that's where the SHI office is in New York City. One of our customers had reached out to their rep and said, hey, the carriers are telling us that they're the only ones, a carrier, which will remain nameless, is the only one that's lit in the building. Well, common sense tells us that one of the largest office buildings in downtown Manhattan, there's probably more than one ISP or carrier lit in that building. And what we were able to do for them is go and say, quickly pull up and say, hey, look, no, there's 4 that are lit. There's countless fiber routes just steps outside, and Spectrum is lit there if you need broadband service, if you need it turned up lightning quick, which is great. So not only do we help inform, but we also help procure. So I'll show you, we're electronically connected to 12 plus carriers to where we can go and quickly provide a quote literally in the matter of minutes. So let me pull up this example here. So this is an example of a quote that I had done for a customer, 3 different locations, Illinois and 2 in Philadelphia, and then 3 different options, right? So 100, 500, and a gig service, right? Through a variety of different types of providers and prices. Nitel is an aggregator that goes out and leverages their best price, their economies of scale to lower cost. Same thing with HyperCore. CenturyLink is a tier 1 provider. ACC is the business division of AT&T. Granite, an aggregator we talked about earlier. So, whether the requirement is, hey, we need a tier 1 provider or we just need the cheapest and the fastest, SHI is available to help. Not only that, but we can help leverage pricing. We're being a privately held $12 billion VAR with global reach. You can help leverage that power, that buying power, to help drive down cost savings for you. So that's one thing. That's procurement side of things. Let's talk a little bit about SD-WAN. SD-WAN, it may or may not be on your roadmap, but all of the data out there and reports say that it's on a lot more people's plates than we're seeing. Um, but the question then becomes, okay, SD-WAN, are we just buying new boxes and plugging in new cables? We try to take a little bit of a different approach to that at SHI. So we want to ask a few questions to make sure we've got the right solution, right? The overall fit. Whether that be the right technology, whether that be Meraki for a large retail deployment or Palo for something a little more complex where we need a few more bells and whistles. And then the next question, after we decided that is, how do we want it managed? Are we low on resources? Do we have, are we just low on time? Do we not have a big team where, you want to just grab the keys, hand it off to someone and say, you take care of my network? Or do you have a little bit more of a robust team and you want to be able to get in there and turn some knobs and hit some switches? Completely doable, and there's different providers that work well for different scenarios, or self-service. As you see, things just really start to jump around. Do we need to keep MPLS? And do we want support with that, right? So do we want to keep MPLS to run our ERP system or voice? And do we have, say, that the new company that we just acquired, did they just sign a new 3-year deal? And do we need somebody to manage that circuit? And do we need global coverage? Are we here in North America or not? So we take all of that information and put it into consideration, essentially run a mini RFP for you, right? And I'll show you the output here in a second. But also in consideration of that is we look at these providers, and in this example, does AT&T make good sense, right? I mean, they're a huge carrier. Are you big enough to matter? Maybe, maybe not, So let's say we down select them. Prisma, do we want to go straight to an OEM, or no, we've decided we want an aggregator. So now we've got it boiled down to 3 providers. So we'll go out and get pricing from those 3 providers for you, and then also take a look at what to look for. And I'll show you here quickly what the output looks like. So what we did here was we took a healthcare provider, large healthcare provider out of the South. They had about 80 locations, and they had a mishmash of everything, right? And they wanted to get off of small local providers, put it all on one. So we were able to say, hey, look, this is what you're currently spending. And we also examined different options of procurement. So do we want to buy it all up front, or do we roll it into the monthly cost as a service? We examined Fortinet. They also wanted to look at Meraki. And then the third provider also took a look at the Fortinet with a little bit of a different configuration. We did a secondary circuit of broadband, and then a primary circuit of DIA, right? So a lot of information here. And then we were able to take that and put it into a nice, neat, consumable output. So either way, right out, if they pick the most expensive option, there'd still be a lifetime savings of 1.4 million, almost 1.5. So that being said, we take a look at all of this from a top-down view. It's more than just the network. It's more than just the circuits. It's more than just the technology. It's all of it together as a total solution and how that affects not only your business but your customers. We know the network touches everything, and we want to be cognizant of that and answer for the complexities that has. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to your local SHI account executive and schedule some time, and we'll be more than happy to go through a deep dive of your network and how we can help. That being said, have a wonderful day, and I look forward to seeing you the next time.